Hey NFL fans! Welcome back to Next Play Analysis. Today, we're setting up one of the biggest games in Week 10, the Baltimore Ravens vs. Cincinnati Bengals. This AFC North showdown is shaping up to be intense, with both teams eyeing a win that could swing the division standings. The Ravens come in with a strong defense and explosive offense led by Lamar Jackson, while the Bengals are surging behind Joe Burrow's recent performances. We'll break down their recent games, key stats, and what each team needs to do to come out on top. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for all things NFL. Now we're reviewing the Baltimore Ravens' last 5 games as they head into a major AFC North matchup against the Bengals in Week 10. These recent games highlight the Ravens' strengths, resilience, and areas for improvement. Week 8, Ravens vs. Browns. The Ravens fell to the Browns in a close 24-29 battle. Lamar Jackson's efforts couldn't overcome key turnovers, and Cleveland's defense held strong, showcasing an area Baltimore will need to tighten up. Week 7, Ravens vs. Buccaneers. Bouncing back, the Ravens grabbed a 41-31 win over Tampa Bay. Jackson threw multiple touchdowns, and Derrick Henry's powerful ground game showed how dangerous Baltimore's offense can be when balanced. Week 6, Ravens vs. Commanders. In a hard-fought 30-23 win against Washington, the Ravens' defense stepped up with timely stops, while Jackson's accuracy helped them maintain control. Baltimore's ability to stay composed under pressure was on full display. Week 5, Ravens vs. Bengals. In a thrilling 41-38 win, Baltimore edged out the Bengals. Jackson's scrambling made him difficult to contain, and their defense held off Cincinnati's late push. This game previewed what we might see in Week 10. Week 4, Ravens vs. Bills. Against Buffalo, Baltimore dominated with a 35-10 victory. Their defense was relentless, and Jackson led a balanced attack, underscoring their potential when both sides of the ball are firing. Conclusion: the Ravens are well positioned, but they'll need everything they've learned in these games to tackle Cincinnati in Week 10. Let us know your predictions for this showdown in the comments. Now we're analyzing the Cincinnati Bengals' last 5 games leading up to their much-anticipated Week 10 clash with the Baltimore Ravens. Let's dive in and see how Cincinnati's recent performances might shape this matchup. Week 8, Bengals vs. Eagles. The Bengals faced a challenging game against the Eagles, ultimately losing 17-37. Philadelphia's offense put pressure on Cincinnati's defense throughout, exposing some weaknesses the Bengals will need to address if they want a strong finish to the season. Week 7, Bengals vs. Browns. In a divisional showdown, the Bengals came away with a solid 21-14 win over Cleveland. Joe Burrow's consistent passing game and a focused defense led them to victory, showing resilience and control in a close game. Week 6, Bengals vs. Giants. The Bengals secured a 17-7 win against the Giants, with the defense leading the charge. Holding New York to a single score, Cincinnati demonstrated disciplined defense and clock management, a promising sign of their capability to lock down opponents. Week 5, Bengals vs. Ravens. In their first matchup against Baltimore, the Bengals lost a thrilling 38-41 shootout. Burrow and the offense showed impressive firepower but couldn't quite finish, highlighting the need for defensive adjustments in this upcoming rematch. Week 4, Bengals vs. Steelers. The Bengals clinched a 28-24 victory over the Steelers in another close division game. Burrow's connection with his receivers and effective ground plays secured the win, showcasing their ability to perform under pressure. Conclusion: with a mixed bag of performances, the Bengals have shown both strengths and areas for growth. Will they make the right adjustments to overcome Baltimore in Week 10? Let us know your thoughts below. As the Baltimore Ravens prepare for their crucial Week 10 matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, all eyes will be on 5 key players whose performances could shape the outcome of this highly anticipated clash. Lamar Jackson, the dynamic quarterback, is set to take center stage. With 2,154 passing yards and 17 touchdowns, Jackson's dual-threat ability, boasting 274 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, keeps defenses on their toes. His agility and playmaking skills are critical for the Ravens as they look to exploit the Bengals' defensive gaps. In the backfield, Justice Hill has emerged as a valuable asset. With 424 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns this season, he'll provide speed and agility that can stretch defenses. His ability to make quick cuts and find running lanes will be key in creating offensive opportunities for the Ravens. Mark Andrews, the reliable tight end, remains one of Jackson's favorite targets. With 35 receptions for 453 yards and 5 touchdowns, Andrews is instrumental in both the passing game and red zone scenarios. His presence can create mismatches that the Bengals defense will need to address. Defensively, Roquan Smith is a force to be reckoned with. With 82 total tackles and 1 interception, Smith leads the charge in stopping the run and disrupting passing plays. His keen instincts make him essential in neutralizing the Bengals' offensive threats. Finally, Marlon Humphrey stands out as the Ravens' cornerback who can change the game with his coverage skills. With 33 tackles and 2 interceptions, his ability to defend against top receivers will be critical in limiting the Bengals' passing attack. Conclusion: as these 5 players hit the field, their performances will be crucial in the Ravens' pursuit of victory over the Bengals. Each play they make could very well determine the outcome in this fierce rivalry. With stakes high in the AFC North, fans can expect a thrilling encounter where these key players will look to leave their mark on the game. As the Cincinnati Bengals gear up for their pivotal Week 10 clash with the Baltimore Ravens, all eyes will be on 5 key players whose performances could make or break the game. Joe Burrow, the Bengals' star quarterback, stands at the forefront. With 2,168 passing yards and 16 touchdown passes, Burrow's ability to dissect defenses is crucial. His precise throws and decision-making will be instrumental in navigating the Ravens' strong defensive lineup. Joining Burrow in the aerial attack is Ja'Marr Chase. With 58 receptions for 853 yards and 7 touchdowns, Chase has established himself as one of the premier wide receivers in the league. His explosive speed and ability to create separation will challenge the Ravens' secondary, making him a constant deep threat. Complementing Chase is T. Higgins, another formidable receiver. With 33 receptions for 505 yards and 4 touchdowns, Higgins brings a unique skill set that can stretch the field. His size and route-running ability will be essential in converting critical third downs and keeping drives alive. In the backfield, Joe Mixon is a vital piece of the Bengals' offense. With 674 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, Mixon's versatility adds balance to the offense. His ability to gain yardage on the ground will be key to alleviating pressure on Burrow, allowing the Bengals to maintain a diverse attack. On the defensive front, Trey Hendrickson is a player to watch. With 25 total tackles and 6.5 sacks, Hendrickson's knack for getting to the quarterback can disrupt the Ravens' offensive rhythm. His presence will be crucial in pressuring Lamar Jackson and limiting his dual-threat capabilities. Conclusion: as the Bengals take the field, the performances of these 5 players will be instrumental in their quest for victory over the Ravens. Each has the potential to leave a lasting impact, making this AFC North showdown one to watch. Now let's move on to the latest injury report for the Baltimore Ravens. This information could play a significant role in determining the outcome of the game. Rasheen Ali, the running back, is officially out due to an ankle injury. His absence will be felt in the Ravens' ground game, requiring adjustments as they prepare to face a tough Bengals defense. Ali is expected to return on November 7th, so the Ravens will look to other options in the backfield. Jalen Armour-Davis, a cornerback, is currently questionable with a knee injury. His status is critical, as he is needed to help contain the Bengals' dynamic receiving corps, led by Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. Adding to the concern, Marlon Humphrey, another key cornerback, is also questionable due to a knee issue. His ability to lock down opposing receivers will be vital in this matchup, and the Ravens will be hoping for his quick recovery. Travis Jones, the defensive tackle, is also listed as questionable with an ankle injury. His presence on the defensive line is essential for stopping the run and pressuring the quarterback, making his potential absence a significant concern. Lastly, Brent Urban, a defensive end, has been ruled out with a concussion and is expected to return on November 7th. His experience and skill set will be missed in what promises to be a physical game. Conclusion: as we approach kickoff, these injury updates will be crucial to monitor, as they could heavily influence the Ravens' performance against the Bengals. The health of key players will be pivotal, and fans will be eagerly watching for any last-minute changes to the lineup. With both teams fighting for positioning in the competitive AFC North, every player's contribution will count. Now let's move on to the latest injury report for the Cincinnati Bengals. This information could significantly impact the team's strategy and performance. Orlando Brown, offensive tackle, is currently doubtful due to a knee and fibula injury. Brown's presence is crucial for the Bengals' offensive line, and his potential absence could create vulnerabilities against a fierce Ravens pass rush. T. Higgins, wide receiver, is also doubtful as he is sidelined with a quadriceps injury. Higgins plays a vital role in the Bengals' passing attack, and losing him would limit quarterback Joe Burrow's options, impacting their ability to stretch the field. Sam Hubbard, defensive end, has shown improvement and is listed as unspecified after fully participating in Friday's practice. His return would be a boost for the Bengals' defensive line, adding pressure on Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Charlie Jones, wide receiver, is questionable with a groin injury. After being limited in practice, his availability will affect the depth of the receiving corps, making it crucial for the Bengals to assess his condition closely. Lastly, Geno Stone, safety, is questionable due to a shin injury. Stone's role is vital for bolstering the secondary against the Ravens' strong aerial attack, and his status will be closely monitored as kickoff approaches. Conclusion. As we get closer to kickoff, these injury updates will be critical to monitor, as they could heavily influence the Bengals' game plan against the Ravens. The health of these key players will be pivotal, and fans will be anxiously awaiting any last-minute changes to the lineup. With both teams vying for crucial AFC North standings, every player's performance will be essential. Now let's move on to offense, defense, passing and rushing stats for Team Baltimore Ravens. Offensive stats. The Ravens have been a powerhouse on offense this season, averaging 31.1 points per game, ranking them first in the NFL. They lead the league with a staggering 461.4 total yards per game. Their efficiency is evident, boasting a 50% third down conversion rate and a remarkable 75.86% red zone scoring percentage on touchdowns. With 3.7 touchdowns per game, the Ravens are showcasing their explosive capabilities. Defensive stats. On the defensive side, the Ravens have faced challenges, allowing 25.7 points per game, ranked 26th in the NFL, and giving up 355.6 total yards per game. They struggle on third downs, allowing conversions at a rate of 45.56%, which places them 27th in the league. Additionally, their red zone defense has been less effective, permitting touchdowns 65.22% of the time. Passing stats. In the passing game, the Ravens have also made significant strides, averaging 294.5 passing yards per game, which ranks them 7th in the NFL. Quarterback Lamar Jackson has thrown for 17 touchdowns while maintaining a 66.3% completion rate. His performance has resulted in a solid 99.4 quarterback rating, showcasing his dual threat ability to both pass and run effectively. Rushing stats. When it comes to the ground game, Baltimore remains dominant, with 166.4 rushing yards per game, placing them at the top of the league. Their running backs average an impressive 5.7 yards per rush attempt, and they have accumulated 15 rushing touchdowns so far this season, further solidifying their identity as a run-heavy offense. Conclusion. As the Ravens prepare to face off against the Bengals, their formidable offensive stats present a significant challenge for Cincinnati's defense. However, the Ravens must address their defensive vulnerabilities if they hope to secure a victory. Now let's move on to the latest offensive, defensive, passing, and rushing statistics for the Cincinnati Bengals as they gear up for their important Week 10 showdown against the Baltimore Ravens. Understanding these metrics is vital as they look to secure a crucial win. Offensive statistics show the Bengals have totaled 2,602 offensive yards over 459 plays, achieving an average of 5.7 yards per play. This demonstrates their ability to move the ball and create scoring opportunities when they maintain consistency. On the defensive side, their defensive statistics reveal they've allowed 2,869 total yards and recorded 12 sacks. A concerning aspect is their turnover margin, which stands at -8. This indicates that the Bengals have been on the losing end of possession battles, a trend they need to reverse to stay competitive. Looking at the passing statistics, the Bengals have tallied 1,993 passing yards, completing 263 of 345 passes for an average of 7.6 yards per pass. However, the team has also thrown 6 interceptions, highlighting an area where they need to tighten up to avoid giving the Ravens any advantageous opportunities. Examining their rushing statistics, the team has racked up 718 rushing yards on 177 attempts, which breaks down to an average of 4.1 yards per rush. A strong ground game will be essential as they seek to balance their offense against a tough Ravens defense. Conclusion. Currently, the Bengals hold a record of 3 wins and 5 losses, placing them third in the AFC North. As they prepare for this critical matchup against the Ravens, the performance stats outlined above will be essential for strategizing and maximizing their chances of victory. These insights will play a significant role in determining how effectively the Bengals can compete against their rivals on game day. As we gear up for the highly anticipated Week 10 matchup on November 7, 2024, between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals, let's take a closer look at the key betting insights that could shape the outcome of this exciting clash. Favorites. Heading into this game, the Baltimore Ravens are the clear favorites, holding a point spread of -3.5. This indicates confidence in their ability to not only win but to cover the spread against a tough division rival. The latest moneyline odds reflect the Ravens at -185, suggesting they have a 64.9% implied probability of winning. In contrast, the Bengals are sitting at +154, which could appeal to those looking for a potential upset. Picks. Consensus picks from various analysts largely favor the Ravens. Many highlight their strong home field advantage and effective rushing game as key factors that could lead them to victory. Fans and bettors alike will be keen to see how the Ravens capitalize on this matchup. Spread. The Ravens are expected to cover the 3.5-point spread, benefiting from a history of strong performances against the Bengals. This statistic provides additional confidence for bettors leaning towards Baltimore in this contest. Money line. With a solid money line of -185, the Ravens not only represent a favorable bet for straight winners but also imply that their chances of winning are viewed positively by betting markets. Predictions. As for the predicted outcome, experts anticipate a tightly contested game, with the Ravens projected to edge out the Bengals. Key players to watch will include Lamar Jackson, whose dual-threat capabilities could be crucial, and Joe Burrow, who aims to lead the Bengals to a vital victory. This matchup promises to be pivotal in the AFC North standings, and with both teams fighting for positioning, the stakes are higher than ever. In conclusion, the Week 10 matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals is shaping up to be a critical showdown in the AFC North. With the Ravens favored to win and holding a strong home field advantage, many analysts believe their powerful rushing attack and playmaking ability of Lamar Jackson will give them the edge. However, the Bengals are always a formidable opponent, especially with Joe Burrow's talent and the potential for a late-season surge. The outcome of this game could hinge on key player performances and how well both defenses manage the opposing offenses. Given the current trends and statistics, the Ravens appear to be the likely winners, but expect a closely contested game. Ultimately, it could come down to the wire, making this matchup one to watch. Thanks for tuning in. If you found our analysis helpful, please give us a like, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're committed to providing you with predictions for all upcoming NFL matches to enhance your betting experience and boost your confidence. Stay connected with us for more insights, and we'll see you in the next video.